The Criterion Collection would usually have a month, which would probably have the biggest selling titles for the entire year, and we thought that was going to happen maybe somewhere in December, but actually it will be happening in September, which the Criterion Collection actually just recently announced the films that they'll be releasing in September. Although some of those titles have been announced already after the announcement of the new Wes Anderson box set, the Wes Anderson Archive, and not many people might know this, but I've actually said this in my earlier video about the box set, that apparently two of his films, Isle of Dogs and The French Dispatch, will get individual releases as well. But not only those films will be released, apparently a few other big titles are coming out in September, including the film that got Best Animated, like a feature at the Academy Awards this year, which was entirely made on Blender, and which is like a freelance animation software. And plus, a cult classic is by Christopher Guest, apparently is being like re-released for a very long time. And we also got two films from the same director of the controversial film Emilia Perez, Jacques Audiard, plus a 4K re-release of a film that actually is about to be remade actually at the same, well, around the same time this is going to be released. But let's see. Let's go to the Criterion Collection's website, which I'm going to show the titles here. So you know, there's all the Wes Anderson like films being released. Now you probably want to learn more about those releases. You can go to like the video I did on that. But I also did this also during a stream on Twitch just a few days ago. But of course, with the individual releases of Isle of Dogs and The French Dispatch, apparently they have tons of special features. Plus, it's already confirmed that these films will be in digipacks. So, Isle of Dogs, I mean, it has a variety of features, including, of course, obviously a new 4K digital master certified and approved by director Wes Anderson, plus an audio commentary with Anderson and maybe one of the people in the film, if he's in it, Jeff Goldblum, plus the film in storyboard mode, a few making ofs of the film, and plus some like in a booklet with probably some Emilia probably is included. And then for the French Dispatch, which is, I mean, I kind of like the cover of this edition, where it has kind of like an alternative poster for this one. We have all the people in it, and then in that release it has like an audio commentary with Anderson, and I think two of the people that also were involved with the story of the film, Roman Coppola and Jason Schwartzman. There's some scenes having storyboard animatics, a few making ofs of the film, feature essay, and various bonus materials, plus probably a replica of the press kit of the film, which is in the form of an issue of the magazine seen in the film, and then plus some additional goodies, including a poster showing all of the covers of the magazine that were seen in the film. But yeah, let's and then you know, of course, we have also the Wes Anderson box set, the Wes Anderson Archive, which if you actually don't have any of the films in the box set, I mean, you could get it, although getting the films by themselves too is another thing too, especially if you got them for like the past few decades, which have at least half the films in the set, so I'll probably just get the individual releases of Isle of Dogs and The French Dispatch, which will probably be in the next flash sale, which I could probably use the many coupons I have to kind of those, plus maybe one of the other titles that are going to be released this month, which I'm gonna me momentarily. So that first title, big title that is probably going to be so that first big title that's probably going to be in September is actually Flow, which got Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards this year. Also the first animated film from Lithuania to actually get the award too. The cover kind of looks. Now you have like the theatrical poster of the film. I mean, it's directed by Gintz Silva Lotus, and I mean, I thought this was going to get maybe like a Janus Contemporaries release since the film was just by Sideshow, but apparently it's getting the full Criterion treatment. Which let's see what we got in this release. And first about the film, if anyone had not seen it, which also might have inspired the music video of the song that won Eurovision this year. But the until a friendship that took any animation to a static new heights of ambition and imagination. This award-winning international sensation falls apart this cat after its home is devastated by a great flood. If the cat teams up with a, a capybara, a lemur, a bird, a dog to navigate a boat and search dry land, the crew must rely on stress curves and their wits to survive the perils of a newly aquatic planet. Working with a small team using open source software, which was Blender, visionary DIY animator Gintz Sibalotis conjunes a sublime sensory odyssey and a profound meditation of the fragility of the environment and the spirit of community. I mean, this film is kind of relevant today since it does tackle on, a group of animals trying to work together, and it does have an art house feel, but I mean, nothing much happened. Well, there's actually no dialogue in this, but I mean, like, it does. I mean, like, I almost actually slept near the end of the film, but at least I watched the entire movie. And this is probably. Let's actually rewatch the film again and kind of. But also learn more about how the film was made, which. I mean, the same thing probably when I watched the Criterion edition of Anora, which did get this picture this year, and I actually have that edition. And this would be a 4K release, so just see what we got. If it's a 4K release, so let's look what's inside this release. This is a 4K. Oh, shut down a bit. Sorry. It has a director approved 4K UHD and Blu-ray special edition. Features a 4K digital transfer with 7.1 surround DTS HD master audio center approved by. Who's that made the film against Zilba Lotus? Oh, so it could have had Dolby Atmos, but they decided to do just regular DTS. Plus, as a bonus, you get the Zilba Lotus's first film, Away, also in 4K. And you have both films in 4K on the 4K disc, and it has the films and the special features. You also got an audio commentary featuring Zilba Lotus, the film and storybook board mode, interviews with Zilba Lotus and co-writer composer Metis Kaza, a making of the program of the film produced for Lafayette Television called Dreamcat. Also a few short films by Zilba Lotus with the commentaries by the director, including Aqua and Priorities. An unused shot reel, also with commentary by Zilba Lotus. There is previews and English subtitles with a different part of hearing, and English assistive audio, plus an essay by critic Nicholas Rappold and collective stickers. So it does have a few bonuses too. And then apparently the poster is actually designed by the director. Well, the film's logo was designed by Paula Bobova and Picturist Tennyson, which I'm interested. This film is actually presented in 2:1. It's kind of like, let's say, maybe like Netflix aspect ratio, where some shows represent in that aspect ratio. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get this for sure. I mean, I'll probably get the probably one during the next Flash show. So let's go to the next big film that's also being released in September, which is the re-release of This is Spinal Tap, and we're gonna rank it up to 11. Which, for the record, I did not see the film yet, but this will be like the first time for me seeing it. But it's a cult classic. So this was actually released on DVD before, and then it hasn't been re-released since until about now. Let's see what's in the Criterion edition in this new re-release of the film. Spinal Tap has come to be recognized as England's loudest and most popular band. In the legendary rockumentary, This is Spinal Tap now beautifully restored. Nigel Tufel, David St. Pubbins, and Derek Smalls but on their final American tour with filmmaker Marty DeBurgi, touching all the mishaps, create tensions, swirling crowds, and ill-fated drummers. This is Spinal Tap takes DeBurgi's brilliant Verity style and turns it up to 11. kind of like maybe something kind of like maybe those like like usually documentaries in like the 1970s, like maybe the Rolling Stones Give Me Shelter kind of thing. Oh, this is apparently oh oh actually maybe Christopher Guest produced it, but apparently Rob Reiner actually directed this. So let's see what's in this new release, which is also presenting the film in 4K for the first time. Has like a new 4K restoration supervised and approved by director Rob Reiner with 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack, as well as an alternative 2.0 uncompressed stereo soundtrack. The film in 4K present in Dolby Vision and 2 Blu-rays with additional special features. There's 3 audio commentaries, one with some of the people in the film, and the director, producer Karen Murphy, there's Robert Lighton and Bruda, and one with band members Patrick Tufnell, David C. Evans, and Derek Smalls. Then you got a new conversation between Reiner and Dr. Patton Oswalt in the film. A few outtakes, alternative scenes, and abandoned subplots from the films. It's like the bonus content, Public Cutting Floor, something related with the band, plus Spinal Tap the Final Tour from 91. Various previews and commercials for the film. The song has the different part of hearing, plus an essay by critic Alex Papadimos, new cover Dan Goldsworthy. So these renders only like only a new conversation only, but the rest are made from the old okay. So it's like I mean I could borrow it. But this is actually the 12th film that was released by Criterion Collection on D.V.D. So then we now go to the 2 films directed by Jacques Audiard, who directed the controversial film Emilia Perez, which probably heard my thoughts about then I have a video about this year's Academy Awards. And although with these 2 films, this is actually kind of to say very different than Emilia Perez. So I mean Emilia Perez is probably like a random film made, but the films he made before were kind of different. And he was respected around the time these films were made, which actually these films were actually available on the Criterion channel, apparently, which might have been a hint that they were actually going to get a Criterion edition release this winter soon. So those 2 films include Read My Lips and The Beat That Skipped My Heart Skipped. It's not about these 2 films. In Read My Lips, 2 is drawn together by crime past in his early tour de force in the Jacques Audiard. Farlow, played by Manuel DeVos, who won a César for performance, is an unappreciated, hard-of-hearing Foley at a nondescript construction company. Her lonely life gets a bit of excitement when she hires a new assistant, Paul, played by Vincent Cassel, and ex-con, seamless her and her readability in a risky scheme. With versatile camera work and sound design, Audiard's immersive viewers in the duo is increasingly turbulent, world but in noir convention with complex character development for a thriller of unique depth and emotion. And this is also being released in 4K and includes a new 4K digital restoration supervised and approved by Richard Jacques Audiard and director of photography Matthew Vatvier with 5.1 surround DTS audio soundtrack. A new an afterword by the director, an audio commentary with the film stars, a making of, interview with the the score, some Spot, who's probably a major film score right now at the moment. Deleted scenes featuring commentary by Audiard. Film's preview, film with subtitle translation. Also, an essay from scholar Jeanette Vincedou, a new cut by Century. So, pretty much only just a new, like, afterword of the film, actually, for this was released. The rest might be all archival pictures. And then for the other film, the beat that's hard skipped, let's see what this one's about. It's like a riveting character study in the guise of a gritty underworld thriller. Jacques Audiard's international breakthrough features an explosive performance from Honduras. As a real estate broker torn between the dealings of his slum-lord father, played by Niels Arstrup, and his recently become love for classical piano. And music offers salvation from a life of sin. Winner of 8 César Award in the Best Film, this bolder imagining of the new Hollywood cult classic figures showcases Audiard's gift for balancing breathtaking tension with galvanic human drama. And, I mean, this does have a bit of Emilia, but not as much as we saw in Emilia Perez. This is apparently this film actually doesn't have a 4K, it's only getting a Blu-ray. And the special features of this edition includes high definition digital master, approved by director Jacques Audiard with Sector 1 DPS HDR master soundtrack. So that means this film was not remastered in 4K. Depends on how the film was shot. It might have been shot on digital. If it was, then it kind of makes sense for them to do an HD digital master of the film. I mean, they could have did a 4K master, but they would have to upscale the image if they did that. An interview with the Audiard. Interviews with post-writer Tonio Bena Sicrista and composer Alexander Desplat. A press conference of the film from the Berlin National Film Festival 2005, deleted scenes featuring an commentary by Audiard, personal footage, the film's preview, New English film translation, and plus a message by film critic Jonathan Ronnie, New Cover Century. So, for this film, actually, we just have a new interview with the director, but everything else all archived. Then we got, before we get to the film that is getting a 4K upgrade, let's look at this film, which I may not know yet, but it could be absurd so much for me. Lizzie Borden's Born in Flames. Let's see what this is about. A blistering rally cry issued loud and clear in our college that sneered. This is Borden's explosive post-punk provocation in a DIY fantasia female rebellions in America 10 years after the revolution, but supposedly transferred the country into a democratic socialist utopia. In reality, racism, sexism, and economic inequality are as virulent as ever in a band of radicals, led by black, lesbian, and working-class women. Join forces to fight back. Told through a variously fractured, kinetically edited flurry of television news broadcasts, pirate radio transmissions, agitprop, and photo shot guerrilla-style in the streets of New York City, Born in Flames is a shockwave of feminist futurism that's both an essential document of its time and radically ahead of it. But this song is from 1983. And let's see what's on this edition of the film. 2K digital restoration preserved by Anthology Film Archives with restoration funded from the Golden Globe Foundation and the Film Foundation, and supervised and approved by Director Lindsay Bolden with Uncle Press Mondo soundtrack. An introduction by the director, Borden, which might be new. New audio commentary featuring Borden. Film stars Adele T, Hilary Hurst, Sheila McLaughlin, Pat Murphy, Mary Punger, and Gene Stutterfield, and camera people D.V.D, Halleck, and Chris Higginus. As a bonus, you also get the director's first film, which is a documentary. Actually, it's a whole documentary about a New York City woman called Regroup in 1976. English subtitles of the definitely hard of hearing, plus essays by film scholar Yasmin Price and author Somayer, new cover by Jillian Adele. So, I mean, it kind of has some new special features, including because we get a bonus film too, which is very nice. And then let's go to the film that's getting a 4K upgrade, and this is kind of in time for, well, the remake of the film, directed by Spike Lee, called The Highest to Lowest, starring Denzel Washington and Jeffrey Wright, which, based on seeing a few footage of it, it looks interesting, which, I mean, and that film, the film inspired that is Akira Kurosawa's High and Low, which is getting a 4K remaster, which some of his films right now, they've been recently re-released in 4K. If you haven't seen the film, here's what it's about. The show of Mifune is unforgettable Kingo Gondo, a wealthy industrialist whose family becomes the target of a cold-blooded kidnapper in High and Low, the highly influential domestic drama and police procedure from director Akira Kurosawa. Adapting Emmett Bain's detective novel King's Ransom, Kurosawa moves effortlessly from compelling race against time to exacting social commentary, creating a diabolical treatise on class and contemporary Japanese society. I mean, there was a scene in the film also that might have inspired this. Something in Schindler's List where they have the girl wearing the the colored coat, and there's actually a scene there where I actually see the only instance of color in the film. It's the film's in black and white. You see kind of smoke showing up in color. And then also, I mean, yeah, as with the plot of the film described by Criterion, apparently half the film is kind of one thing, and then the other half of the film is another thing. But yeah, it's a really great film if you actually want to watch. Also, it's like one of his like modern films compared to like the many historical films he kind of made. So with this re-release, is in 4K. It has a new 4K digital restoration with 4.0 surround DTS HD master audio, and the special features in the in this re-release apparently has the same features from the previous Blu-ray, which is audio commentary featuring Akira Kurosawa, soloist in print, an episode of Paul Masterworks' Akira Kurosawa. It is wonderful Korea, where they kind of go through all of the films. They actually include an episode from that little mini series, actually on all the films that Akira Kurosawa made. Plus, you got interviews with. There was an archival interview with Toshiro Mifune, and also actually maybe a new interview with actually, well, one of the key characters in the film, played by Tsutomu Yamazaki. Film's previews, plus an essay by critic Jeffrey O'Brien, and also an account by Japanese film scholar Bella Ritchie. Covered by Lucy SYA. And yeah, that's since you actually don't have that edition yet, and you actually also have the 4K TV, you can actually probably get this. And with that, that's all the films that are going to be released on by the Criterion Collection in Star, which looks like a very big month, with many of them being Wes Anderson films, including the big Wes Anderson box set. If you don't have any of the films that are in the collection in your collection, plus you got 2 films from Jacques Audiard, plus like animated film Flow, which is probably going to get the probably it's like there'll be a very in-depth release focusing on the director of the film, into Lotus, a re-release of this Spinal Tap, which includes News Conversation, and a cult film about women in New York City in the 1980s. Plus, with a queer element too, I think. But I mean, and also the re-release of the original version of Highest to Lowest, High and Low. But yeah, I mean, some of these films, obviously the Wes Anderson films, will probably in a feature flash sale. But which films are you kind of excited to probably get in September? Which yeah, it's gonna be I'm gonna be excited for them too. Well, you can actually probably like give your thoughts in the comments, and if this is your first time watching this channel, you could probably subscribe to it, which I'll probably make more videos about film and other topics. So with that, I'll probably see you later. Bye everyone.